Welcome to today's episode. We want you to thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. As the Astros seem to sputter on the road, what is the spark that will get the fire started? They've got one more game in Pittsburgh to get a series win before they head to Cleveland. Let's get started right now.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Well, hey, I guess attitude reflects leadership, right? Well, I started this show a little bit off like the Astros play on the road, but I digress. Hello, I'm Htown Wheelhouse. I'm half of Locked On Astros. And welcome to this Thursday morning edition of Locked On Astros. Yes, typically we go after the games, but last night a couple things kept both Eric and I off the mic. So here I am to make up and do my due diligence. But you know what? It's not just that. I absolutely love coming here and hanging out with y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, whether you're live or listening to a playback or whether you're on audio. Just know this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about a few key things, a few key aspects of this team that I think are important for us to focus on. Number one, is the offense who they are right now? And I'm going to give y'all some numbers in the first segment. Going into the second segment, do the Astros need a starting pitcher and another bat? And road trip woes, like what's going on with that? And then Houston Astros pitchers in the third segment, are they burdened with too heavy of a load? I think these are all things that are relevant for us to talk about. We definitely love that you guys and girls stop in every single day. Look, most of y'all stop in whether we win or lose. Now, I do notice a little bit of dip in the participation and in the viewership when the Astros lose. This is what I need from y'all. I need y'all to come in here and be strong, give your solid takes, totally let us know what is going on in your minds because we want to help y'all through it. Now, I don't know if you noticed this. I've worn this hat before. This hat is known as the Blue Bomber. It's a tribute to the Mega Man game from the Nintendo franchise. We've got the Minute Maid Park patch. We got the Blue Bomber, like in Mega Man, kind of a digitized H and a star. This is what I'm hoping. The Blue Bomber ignites the offense. I'm really hoping that this hat, somehow, the strength of the Blue Bomber hat can make its way to Pittsburgh into PNC Park and just shower the Astros with a lot of offense and some hits. And this team, offensively speaking, I think 2025, we saw a microcosm of what this team is, I think, for the most part, in the Rays series. You either get blown out by a lot or you win by a little. I mean, Am I lying here, fam? I mean, do you guys and girls not see what's going on or what is happening before us? And before I do get into that, actually, you know what? I'm going to save the Ryan Gusto stuff for second segment because we're going to talk about starting pitchers, talk about him. But let's look at this offense and are they who they are now? Okay. In a second, I'll mention a poll that I put up on YouTube that I want y'all to go answer because I think it's a really good question. So, with grounding into double plays, okay? When we talk about grounding into double plays, let's see where the Houston Astros are. Wow. Grounding into double plays, the Houston Astros are fourth, okay? The Athletics, the Pirates, and the Mets are the only teams above us. Now, the Dodgers are sixth, but I think this offense can't afford to ground into 50 double plays. This team is 14th in OPS. This team is 24th in walks. Now, they don't strike out a ton, so we'll give them that. This team is 18th in total bases. This team is 26th in doubles. 26th. We are near the bottom in doubles. You can't have a team that wins a lot of games if you're not getting extra base hits. Now, the elephant in the room would be, well, we don't have Bregman and Tucker. Well, Bregman's on the IL and probably won't be back till, July or August, maybe September. Kyle Tucker's doing his thing. But doubles, we're just not hitting them. I mean, the Astros only have 83 doubles. The league leader, the Boston Red Sox, 120. The Cubs, 115. The Dodgers, 106. Okay. The Yankees, 108. Why do I mention these teams? It's because they're really good at what they do. They're at the top of their game. And this offense, let's look at some more numbers here. 17th in home runs and 21st in runs. 18th in total bases. So basically what we're saying is there's only about 10 teams or 8 or 9 teams that score less than we do. Less than this team does. I say we, I'm not on the team. But this offense, boys and girls, is who they are right now. And until they turn things around, it's not going to change. Now, Sports Strike 44 says, time to make some changes, Brett. With the question mark, yes, but what changes? Go ask the Rangers how getting Brett Boone in as a hitting coach has helped them. They just benched Adolis Garcia. Now, Adolis Garcia, I'm sorry, guys, is not a great hitter. He's a good. When he hits the ball, it goes far. We know he can hit home runs, all that stuff. But he's never had the offensive prowess or potential that Jeremy Pena has, or Jordan Alvarez has, or Jose Altuve. He's just always, he's had a couple great years. But that Rangers offense, they made a change, and they were supposed to be good. Their offense was supposed to compete. But when I look in the game notes, when I look at the media notes that I get every single day, okay, a little concerning is the 11-16 now road record. 11-16 now. At home, 22-12. 22-12 at home, 11-16 on the road, okay? Another stat that is really concerning that needs to change. What needs to change? Well, the scoring 3 runs or fewer. The Houston Astros are now 12-22 when scoring 3 runs or fewer. Well, obviously they scored 0, so you're not going to win a single game doing that. But 12-22. Folks, I'm not great at math, but I think that's 34 games. That's 34 games out of how many games have we played to this point? Let me look. 34 games out of, how many games have we played? What game are we on this week? Someone help me out. Let's see. What game are we on? Okay. 33. 60. We're 61 games into it, and 33 of those games have been 3 runs or less. Tej says we need a new hitting coach. The Astros are built like it. Now, Tej, I do like this comment right here. Well, not that one. I just posted that up. We are built like a wild card team. It's too early for math powered by plants. Yes, it is. We need to start hitting the long ball more. Yes, I talked about this. Again, grounding into double plays, we are 4th in the league. Grounding into double plays, we are 4th in the league. That's terrible. And so at the end of the day, the Houston Astros, 33 of their 61 or 62 games that they played, they scored 3 runs or less. This is who this team is right now. And until Jordan comes back and he's fully healthy, until the bat starts flying off the ball. Now, Christian Walker, as of late, has been hitting better, 321. He did hit a solo shot off Paul Skeens in game 1. You're seeing a little bit more life in his bat, but it's just really simply not enough, to be honest, to jettison this team into a long playoff run. But we're going to talk about, with that topic at hand, does this team need a bat and another pitcher, or just pitching help? We'll talk about it next. Hey, everybody, this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. We want you to know that right now, your first $5 bet, if it wins, you get $200 in bonus bets. And the NBA playoffs are in full swing. That's right. The NBA Finals starts this week, and you want to be a part of the can't miss moments. You can't miss the game-winning shot. You can't miss the player breakdown, because right now, single game parlays, performance trends, player props, and so much more is the best way to have fun when you are playing and when you want to win big. Is Halliburton going to have that big moment? Is this the time when Gillis goes off and cements his legacy in the NBA? And if you know right now that you enjoy doing like player props, sports betting, why not do it during the NBA Finals? So make that $200 bonus bets a guarantee when you get a $5 bet win. That's right. So again, new to FanDuel, sign up today. Go to FanDuel.com, place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. All right, thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. I'm Brett Chancey. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. Eric the Man Huysman is not here, my co-host. Between us, we have 16 years podcasting experience. I've written for multiple publication, credentialed media member of the Sugarland Space Cowboys, and Eric is a former math teacher. I'll let him explain that later. But hey, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for making Locked On Astros your first listen. Thank y'all for supporting Locked On Astros postcast with Michael Connor. And we appreciate you. And thank you for supporting the MLB show. I was not able to be on the squad show this week. I had other obligations that kept me from there, but I plan on making it next Monday night. That would be, that's a fun show. And I will defend the Astros. And I will stand up, and I will not let people talk bad about 2017, because they tried to pull that crap on me last time, and I am not putting up with it. Now, Tej says this. This is an interesting take. Joe Espada needs to have a set-in-stone lineup. Stop playing the guessing game or who your key power players are. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily about who's hitting where. I do like Altuve in the third spot. I think you could possibly move Altuve into a cleanup spot, if I'm being honest. I mean, when you look at this lineup, and this is going to lead me into the discussion that I teased about, do we need a pitcher and do we need another hitter? You know, right now the current lineup is Pena, Paredes, Altuve, Walker, Diaz, Caratini, Myers, Smith, Melton. And then those guys kind of interchange with Dubin and stuff like that. I'm sorry, Dubon. Why not put Altuve fourth? Put Altuve fourth. Move Diaz if he's hitting better. Move him into the 3 spot. I don't know. I mean, move Jake Myers into the 3 spot. The guy's hitting 292. Move him up. Let Jake Myers get more at bats at the top of the lineup. You got to shake it up a little bit. And it is just one of those things where you don't know what team is going to show up. Is a team going to show up that scores 4 runs or more, which is not very common? Or is it the 3 runs or less? And if they do 3 runs or less, how's the pitching going to react? So do we need another pitcher? Ryan Gusto now is 3-3 he was with 4 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, a 4.78 ERA. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't great, but he gave up 3 runs. He gave up 3 runs to an offense that didn't score on Okert, on King, or Souza, which Okert, King, and Souza had had 5 of the 7. No, I'm sorry, had 6 of the 7. No, 4. Yeah, 4 of the 7 strikeouts from this team. The bullpen did their job. They treated the Pirates the way the Pirates treated the pitchers the way they treated most pitchers all season long. You had a double by Caratini and Pena, but that was it. You were 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. While I think we do need another pitcher, I do think this team also needs another bat. But who do we go get? Lamont Wade Jr., he just got DFA'd. Now are we getting DFA'd guys that are good or have good upside? He's a left-handed bat, but he has reverse splits. So is he really a weapon against lefties? You see what I'm saying? The answer to do the Astros need a starting pitcher and another bat is emphatically yes. The answer obviously isn't Shea Whitcomb. He hasn't seen any playing time. The answer hasn't been Jacob Melton, although his glove in the outfield is excellent. His speed is excellent. I love that. And Ryan Gusto, I think, is more prime for a middle relief role than a starter role. But this team is who they are. And that bat coming in would have to be a significant upgrade. Okay. Someone had mentioned, I believe, Arenado in the opening comments. Good thing the Astros didn't add Arenado to their offense. He's hitting 227, 298, 370 with only 6 home runs on the season. Now, Arenado did stay hot or start out hot. He's cooled off. Arenado might have would he have different success with the Astros? I don't know. But at the end of the day, the Houston Astros have got to find the missing pieces. And Sports Strike says, look, we haven't given Whitcomb a chance. I know. Is Shea Whitcomb becoming the next Chas McCormick? No offense to Chas McCormick, but we're just talking about playing time here. And Chas being on this roster, he wasn't playing much. And then he has a left oblique strain, which happened on a swing, but on the walk-off, when Yainer Diaz won the game, he was jumping up and down. Didn't look like his left oblique was strained then. I don't know. Phantom injuries. We need some phantom home runs. We need some phantom players to show up and do something. Again, and I saw the stats, and I would have to go. I think I can look it up real quick. Christian Walker has been hitting better. I know he's hitting 208. Okay, so just bear with me here. All right, I'm not sitting here tooting the horn of like Christian Walker is the best and he's turned it all around, but he has hit better. I know he went 0 for 4 yesterday. He did have the solo shot against Pittsburgh. He had kind of a terrible, he had a good series versus Seattle. Let's just say that. Okay. In 3 of the 4 games, he got a hit versus Seattle. He got a hit versus the Athletics, and he only managed 2 hits versus Tampa. So, look, I'm trying to make a positive out of a negative. So what does it take for this team to find that next level? Or is this team who they are? Folks, it's astounding, but this is the kind of season that I felt like we believed we were destined to have because of the loss of Tucker, because of the loss of Bregman. And I don't think I'm out of bounds in saying that. But it is just one of those mysteries of the roster construction, the lineup construction that makes you wonder, what was the thinking in the offseason? Okay. So here next in this next segment, I want to talk about, are the pitchers burdened with too heavy of a load? Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll talk about that next. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. This is Locked On Astros. I'm Htown Wheelhouse, and Eric the Man Huysman's not here. I'm half of Locked On Astros. Been doing this for 5 years. Actually, we got 16 years podcasting and broadcasting experience between us. Eric used to be on Sports Talk 790, Talking Stros, and him and myself have written for several MLB publications, and currently we are doing other things. So the Astros pitchers have been the MVP of this team. And yes, even Ryan Gusto giving up 3 runs yesterday and 8 hits still did a good job at not having more runs come across the plate. The relief pitchers, like they have most of the season, have come in and absolutely done the work. The Astros just simply get it done. And that's all there is to it. The Astros have 17 saves, which is only 5 off the first place San Diego Padres. And I would say that Hader would have more saves if the Astros would have scored a couple more runs in each game. But when you look at what these guys have done, what this Astros team has done, let's look at complete games this year. 3 complete games by the Astros. Nobody else has that. Okay. Let's go with earned runs. Where do the Astros rank in earned runs? They are 21st in earned runs, which is a good thing. 214. They've given up some of the fewest runs in all of baseball. The Yankees have only given up 211 runs. I mean, the Mets lead in that category. Let's look at WHIP for team. Where does this team rank? When we go from lowest to highest, they are in 5th. They're basically 5th best WHIP. This team has absolutely done their job. The pitchers have gone out. The pitchers have grinded. The pitchers have delivered on the goal of a pitcher is to what? Not get outs, to throw strikes. And when they throw strikes, what do? They miss bats. They induce ground balls. They induce soft contact. They induce pop-ups. So you would think if the opening part of the equation is a solid pitching staff from starters to relievers to the back end, plus an offense made up of guys like Jose Altuve, Jeremy Pena, Christian Walker, Isaac Paredes. And yes, we're going to put Yordan Alvarez in there. I know he's on the shelf right now. Yainer Diaz, Jake Myers, Mauricio Dubon. You've got a capable offense. So you would take the pitching staff, the bullpen we have, plus the people we have and the history they have in this league, you would think equals not just a first place team that is dawdling between first place and second place with the Mariners, but a team that commands first place in the AL West, which is incredibly mediocre. Let's not get sideways about that. We are in the AFC South of the major leagues. We are a half game up, 33-28. Okay? Right now, this team would be in second place in the AL East, above the Rays, which is surprising. We would be in third place in the AL Central. We would be in third place in the NL East. We would be in third place in the NL Central. And we would be in fourth place in the NL West. Why do I mention this? Because at some point, the bats have to take the burden off the pitching. Now, we are getting some guys back, and I see that we have some people reporting to the Florida complex, which is JP France. Whenever Garcia comes back, that will be a huge help. Lance McCullers Jr. has been massive in his return. We also have Christian Javier coming back at some point. So the pitching, I think, is going to sustain itself throughout the season. But until this offense wakes up, until this offense decides, now it's not like they go to the park and they go, you know what, we don't feel like scoring a lot of runs. I don't know if it's the approach. I don't know if it's the game plan. Someone opined on X, I think it was yesterday, and I can't remember who said it. Otherwise, I'd give him credit. They said Christian Walker swinging like he's protecting his previous injury. You know, the one he went out for. The pulled whatever it was. I forget. But whenever Christian Walker went out for a few games, someone help me out here. What was the injury Christian Walker had earlier in the year? It left my mind and I cannot recall it right now. But someone said it's like he's swinging to protect that. Now, I'm not a hitting coach, so I'm not going to go that far and delve that deep into analyzing his swing. But I really think, folks, that this team is who they are, that the pitchers are burdened, and I'm afraid that it will at some point show up as wear and tear. Oh, oblique strain. Thank you. It was an oblique strain. Man, these oblique strains and hand injuries. You wrap these guys up in bubble wrap. You know, and something that I want to close on that I haven't really talked a lot about, because I'm genuinely a positive guy. You know me, my tagline is always positive, always Stros. There was Stros 411, Stros with a Z. But the Houston Astros, yeah, sarcastic parody before I continue. Clue, McCormick allegedly, yes. I don't think McCormick has an oblique strain, but that's just me. I'm not the team doctor. I don't have any insider information on that. I almost said insider inflammation. I have Astros fan inflammation of the cranium, because wow. So let me get back on track here. All right. This team, when they come to the plate and they perform the way they're supposed to, could be one of the best. Could be one of the best. But I think you're seeing some things shift in a way that things may be coming back to normal. And you actually mentioned it because it's like you're reading my mind, Noah. Altuve, I think, is going to keep playing more second. You've got Melton up. You've got Whitcomb here. Yeah, Whitcomb will play some second. But why would you have Melton up if you're not going to play him? And if Altuve's in left field, where's Melton going to play? You're not going to DH him. So, yes, if Melton's in the lineup, Altuve's in the lineup as either DH or second baseman. But this team has got to figure out how to get from point A, which is scoring 3 runs or less, to even more. And I'm going to get back on my soapbox here before we close, because I haven't really said much about this. The Astros dealings with injuries, and not just dealings with injuries, because I can't argue diagnosis. I can't argue reading x-rays, because that's not my field. All I can do is observe from a 10,000-foot view of what it appears. And for me, I think it makes players look bad. It makes team doctors look stupid. And it makes the Astros look like they're hiding something. And I go all the way back to 2020 and 2021 when we had a rash of soft tissue injuries with Alex Bregman. The problem is the PR apparatus of this team. And I've offered my services, and I promise you the messaging would turn around if the Houston Astros hired me. I'm not tinfoil hat Brett. I'm just telling you right now. Look, If it talks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it probably is a duck. And this team's messaging is terribly dismissive of fact, is very non-sensitive to the fan base and how they perceive. Like, look, perception is reality, boys and girls. Perception is reality. No, the PR team does not swing the bat. You're right. But the PR team or the people who get the messaging out absolutely control really what people's perception of this team is. And what's the perception of this team? Well, are they injured or aren't they injured? Are they hurt or aren't they hurt? Oh, it's a fracture. Oh, we didn't see it. With Alex Bregman, we got the runaround for like a whole season. Look, I'm not going to fix it overnight. You're not going to fix it. Emilio says, the hell are you saying? Our Astros would never lie to us. No, never. Again, I'm not the doctor. I'm not in there. I don't read the x-rays. I'm just telling you what the appearance is from the outside looking in. And I'm just saying what a lot of the people are thinking. And today is a good day for the Blue Bomber hat to take full effect, to launch some home runs into the freaking Allegheny or wherever you want to launch them. I don't care what body of water you hit them into. Just hit them out of that freaking PNC Park. That is a beautiful baseball stadium. Hey, guys, this has been an early morning edition of Locked On Astros. I really thank y'all for stopping by. Myself and Eric Huysman will be back tonight after an Astros victory. I'm calling it. The Astros win tonight. They win a series to go on to Cleveland, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What else is there? Canton, Ohio. The NFL Hall of Fame is in Ohio. Ohio State. Skibbity, Ohio Riz. Like nowhere other than Locked On Astros. For myself, from Eric Huysman, and everybody here at Locked On Astros, keep it real and stay positive, boys and girls. Always positive, always Stros. I'm out.